Hi, I'm Dr. Roberta Morowitz, a Florida licensed marriage and family therapist and CEO of Sane Games, mental health computer games for kids at www.academicgamers.com. Today, we are talking about helping a spouse who has shut down from grief. You know, it's wonderful, I will say in advance, that you are interested in what to do about this, because it means that you already have a lot of compassion and a lot of interest in being able to help your spouse get through something that is potentially very, very difficult for them. What we do know is that there are some guidelines, but everybody's timeline is very individual. And sometimes, to be honest, it has to do with the kind of friendships you have and how close you let people get to you, and whether or not you are a member of a particular kind of religious organization that offers a lot of support and you can accept that support. So there are lots of different ways that people move through grief, but the timeline of it is different for everybody. So there are some people who kind of are able to put it aside for a while and they get on and they do their business. They do whatever it is that they have to do to live their life. And there are some people who really get stopped up and they just get stuck. So if you find that you happen to be the spouse of someone who is just shut down, then what I would say to you is, this is not something that you are going to do by yourself. And I say that because if you are dealing with someone who really finds themselves pretty paralyzed, then you are going to want to get some support for yourself as well in dealing with this. Because if you are dealing with a family and you have children and you find that you are taking over a lot of the different roles of the family that normally you don't take on, you may find yourself pretty exhausted. You might find that you become somewhat resentful because you don't know how to move your spouse to feel any better, and you may feel like they are much more resistant and that they are more in control than they really are. So make sure that you have a support system in place as well. What you do know, I think everybody pretty much knows now, is that there are stages of grief. And everyone goes through those stages, but not necessarily in a particular order. We used to think that everybody went through it in exactly the same way, but we know now that that's not true. But the 5 stages Kubler-Ross, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, talks about are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. And these are, it's a process. There's no getting around that. Your job as the spouse is to make sure that you are there for them, that if they need something from you, that you can provide that for them, that if they need a shoulder to cry on, if they need someone who will just listen, if they need to know that you're taking care of things on their behalf for a short period of time. They should also know if you are struggling with some things and you need some additional assistance. You don't want them to feel guilty for what it is that they're going through. You want them to feel support. Gather all of your resources, circle the wagons, get what you need. It's a good thing to do.